Hey guys, this is going to be a really short, pointless video that probably none of you are going to watch, but I just wanted to film it, because this is actually something really important if you have a house with a basement. So, this here is our sump pump pit. So I came down here, let's, a little bit of story first. Notice this tube right here that goes down there. That tube goes to the water softener. And every, evening at, I think, 8 o'clock or something, this water softener flushes itself. So this is the drain line. So it drains into there. So it's really important that this is working. So I came down here 2 days ago, and I noticed the pump was on. I mean, the water softener was doing its regular thing, and the pump was on, but it wasn't pumping anything. It was humming. It wasn't moving. So I thought, okay, it's the motor seized up. So I got a can of oiled bearings, and plugged it back in, and it started smoking. So, okay, I made it worse. So, well, we had to replace the sump pump. The old pump was a pedestal type pump like this one. The pedestal type pumps are the kind that have the motor sticking up above the pump well, and then the base is down below there. You'll be able to see it better in here, but yeah, you can see down there the base and the float switch, or the float ball. So yeah, and then so I had to replace this. It was really easy. When we first moved in, this right here, this is the check valve, and that's really important because if the pump pumps the water out, when it stops, all that water would come back down. So the check valve is important, and I actually installed that check valve in here shortly after we moved in because the previous owners did not have one in there. So it was really easy. All I had to do was loosen the hose clamp at the bottom of the check valve, take the old pump out, unscrew the lower portion of the pipe, screw it back in, and screw it onto this one, and then put it all back in, put the lid back on. I did have to cut out another section of the lid to allow for the float rod. So I'm going to show you it running. It's very quiet. It has a cooling fan. Yeah, and see, the check valve stops the water from coming back in. But yeah, this one has a cooling fan at the bottom there. The old one didn't have a cooling fan. The old one was a lot smaller, so this one should last a while longer. Now I'm going to go show you the old one. Here's the box for it, by the way. It's a Utilitech. It must be a rebranded Flotec or something. The old one's in the garage. I have it out there because I'm actually parting it out currently. So here's the old one right here. You can see it's a mess. We have iron in our water apparently. But yeah, the motor's completely seized up. I tried to oil it. You can see there's not much up there. This is definitely a cheaper one. But this one's 1/3 horsepower. The new one's also 1/3 horsepower. You can see how, yeah. I don't know what the deal with that is. I think that must have been used to stabilize the float. But yeah, the switch. So I'm going to be taking this one apart. I'm gonna take the switch off and the float rod off because it's always good to have spare ones of those in case the one on the new one goes out. I'll take the power cord off. I could use that for something. I'm probably gonna scrap the motor. I can get some money for the copper in there. The bearings are trash, obviously. But yeah. Flotec. I didn't see a date on here, but this is clearly a newer one. I'm going to show you a real sump pump now. Over here in the shop, this right here is a real sump pump. It's a Westinghouse. And I actually did temporarily install this one in the pit yesterday just to pump the water out for when the softener when the softener flushed itself. My dad didn't want to have this one in there because he doesn't trust these old pumps. I don't know why. This one's a lot more substantial. Look how big that pedestal base is. But yeah, I put the hose clamp from the check valve on there. I could just leave that one in there, but it's got some rust on the discharge line and I don't want to damage it. So yeah, but it works and everything. It's very quiet except for the float rod, and the switch is all metal, so it rattles a little bit. But yeah, say that's it for this short video. So that's just what we've accomplished the last few days. New sump pump. It plugs in right there. Alright, so thank you for watching, and more to come.